There was a YouTuber by the name of tactikaltemplar that kind of made Jesus seem pretty cool.
Brothers, Ghost of Yotei is out now, and we finally get to answer the question of, am I vindicated for my decision not to purchase or support this game at all? Because, and I stated my reason at the time when I first saw the trailer, I do not want to play a game in feudal Japan that stars a female main character. There are two genres in particular where I do not want to play as a main female lead. One of them is in the Middle Ages, the other one is in feudal Japan. I do not want to play a Lord of the Rings game in a high fantasy setting where I'm Erwin instead of Aragorn. I want to play as Aragorn. I want to play as the masculine, heroic, male character. And that is true of the Middle Ages and feudal Japan. I want to play as a Japanese fighting age man. I want to play as a samurai, an honorable samurai, doing combat with other men, maybe evil, demonic people that have been possessed. I want to go up against them. But I do not, at any point, want to play as a female character. I just don't. And so I said, with my whole chest, that it just wasn't for me. And you know what? My question to you is, why am I the bad guy for stating my preference that I don't want to play as a female character? How many more studios are going to have to go out of business? How many more people are going to have to be laid off before you get the fucking lesson, old man? It doesn't matter how many gay, lisping, retard furries on the far left praise the game because it has woke elements. At the end of the day, if you're not catering your game towards the audience in which it is primarily intended, which is men, then you are fucking up and you are derelict in your duty. Nobody, and I mean nobody, maybe there are a few people. Maybe I'll pull that back. Maybe there are a very, very, very small few people that want to play as a female character. But the vast majority of guys want to play as a badass, testosterone-dripping man. They want to play as somebody like Pete Hegseth and not like Dylan Mulvaney. All right? They want to play as a Pete Hegseth, not a Dylan Mulvaney. I want the guy with the Crusades tattooed on his chest, Deus Vult on his arm, ready to go into fucking battle. I want a masculine man as the main character. Oh, are you saying that you don't want women in the game at all? No, of course not. Women are the prize. The princess is in another castle. That motivates you to keep going, brother. You fucking inbred, degenerate, low IQ freaks on the left have inverted what is so human and basic. The knight slays the dragon because in slaying the dragon, not only does he overcome a huge hurdle in his life, proving to himself and others that he can do it, but on the other side of that is the princess. And what I said in that video that riled up a lot of these freaks on the left, got them very angry at me. I said, the prize in the princess is her womb. Now, these people freaked the fuck out. I said, well, the reason for that, I explained it to them, but they were too stupid. They probably clicked off as soon as they were triggered. The reason why the prize is the princess's womb is because it has this amazing, magical ability to create life, to give you offspring, to give you children, to continue your legacy on, to help build a family. Isn't that the most incredible thing? And that is the ultimate prize. That's why you slay the dragon, the knight woos and wins the princess, and she gives him a bunch of kids. And the knight has a family, he can continue his lineage and legacy. His bravery and heroism is rewarded with that. It's more valuable than any of the treasures that the dragon may have been hoarding. Now, a lot of these people on the left were very bothered by that. And apparently, according to Emma Watson, marriage is, violence on the youngest generation. But here's the deal. I stand by everything that I said. I'm more right now than I ever was. And the fact is that we are looking at a game that is underwhelming. And in a time where studios are being bought up, gobbled up, eaten up by Saudi Arabia and China, China, you cannot be mediocre anymore. Asmongold played this game. Asmongold is like a cave troll. He has been isolated from the gaming community for the better part of 20 years. He has been playing World of Warcraft nonstop, and now he's just realizing that there are other games. By the way, Asmon, if I can make a recommendation, I would recommend that you play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I know that it's a Super Nintendo game. You might look at it and go, I'm not going to play that game. That's stupid. I'm not going to play a Super Nintendo game. It's on the Switch too. I don't know how much difficulty it would be in getting it on your setup. But that game, to me, is one of the best games ever made. And if I were to recommend one game to you to play, to try, it would be that one. Just because of how amazingly fun it is. The exploration, it's not too hard, but I mean, it is the quintessential game. You know, if you won't play a game that old, if you're like, I don't want to top down like 2D Zelda, then I would recommend something like Tears of the Kingdom. I do genuinely think that Asmongold would appreciate Tears of the Kingdom. Just because of the creativity. It would be a lot of fun to watch him do that. But anyway, this is footage from Asmongold's playthrough of Ghost of Yotei.
Going back.
Enjoy.
I don't know what this does. I don't... what do I...
And in a second, he gives up. He quits. He's like, "Fuck this. I got more important things to do."
Other than that, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. So Asmongold does as usual. Oh, it's above average. It's not above average. That experience looked absolutely bleak. But the thing is, Asmongold obviously didn't have very much fun with it. Otherwise, he would have kept going. And he may play it again. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, I think that I was vindicated in my decision not to buy this game, which is, I think, $70, $80. And my main point here is, video games used to be cool. They used to be cool, they used to be niche, and then women got involved and they ruined it. Now, you can clip that if you're a gay, lisping, retard furry. But my point is that when you make a game for everyone, you try to appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one. The Lord of the Rings is special because, well, it's its own universe, but it still has very deep Christian ethics built within it. Tolkien often talked about his faith and, you know, the importance of good and evil and all of that. And, you know, that was a book series that has stood the test of time because of how deep it was. And I feel like the best example of adding in a bunch of women, adding in modernity, adding in feminism is the Rings of Power, which nobody likes. Nobody relates to. Even the people that pretend to like it don't really like it because they're not talking about it all the time. There's not a diehard fan base for the Rings of Power. It's like slop garbage. And I think that what we need to do is we need to get back to a more traditional time where you told more traditional stories. And I think what you would find is immediately those resonate more with everyone. Now, the far left gay lisping retard furries, like Utterly No One, the others that, you know, go around and try to defend these corporations and these terrible decisions, even though it's an absolute bloodbath out there, they're laying people off left and right, they're closing studios. Yeah, people are losing their job by the hundreds. And these gay lisping retard furries take this position that no, the problem is the YouTubers and the people criticizing them. Yeah, without those dastardly, content creators, things would be great. Absolutely fucking not. There's a reason why Demon Slayer is absolutely crushing it. Because Demon Slayer is an anime made from a culture that is still embracing tradition. Embracing something that is more reminiscent of the old that people are familiar with. the new modern day slop, the new modern day garbage coming out of the West is not resonating with anyone. So this Eastern market is absolutely eating our fucking lunch. Aren't you embarrassed? We used to be the standard of the world for creating art and music. We really used to be a juggernaut and a powerhouse. And now Netflix is putting out content that is aimed at transing children. The shows that are supposedly our biggest and best, exports, nobody wants them anymore. Japan is coming out with anime after anime that is unique and creative and interesting. And yet here we are with a game like this that is lackluster in its visuals. I mean, I watched this game for a little bit. I've seen the trailers. Wasn't really that impressed. Ghost of Yotei was a good-looking game. I didn't see that much improvement. I'm sure there's improvement. I didn't see that much to make it a huge fucking leap. And the fact of the matter is this. At the end of the day, you may not like what I have to say, but I'm right. People are hungry for a traditional story. And that's what Demon Slayer provides. And that's why it beat out the new DC Superman. Demon Slayer, the movie, the anime movie, beat out Superman in terms of box office. There is a hunger for traditional storytelling with deep elements that people can get invested to. And female characters that are female and feminine and interesting. And not ugly. I don't remember the name of the is she the poison Hashira or like the bug Hashira? I don't remember her name. That's not anything against the character. It's just her name is slipping my brain at this point. It's not Shinobu, I don't think. God, you ever have that moment where you know something and it's like it's slipping your mind? Anyway, Tanjiro, I do know the main character's name. Tanjiro is the quintessential shonen main character. You know, the hard work ethic, but a little bit of inborn talent. That is something that people resonate with. It's why in Naruto, Rock Lee was such a popular character. There's something about the masculine and hard work and determination that resonates with people so much. And it is, in many ways, a masculine trait. You see this with Naruto. You see this with Bleach too, with Ichigo. Goku, I think, is the most quintessential definition of this. But there is something uniquely masculine. And when you take it out and you add in an unattractive female character, which this character is, by the way, I looked at the juxtaposition between Assassin's Creed Shadows and this female character from Ghost of Yotei, and she's much uglier in this game. I know it's not the same character, but the other character from Assassin's Creed Shadows was more attractive. That's how fucked you are as a company. Holy shit. Not to mention the fact that the voice actress for this main character is somebody that went out and said she was Antifa, which is a domestic terrorist group. So, all in all, I feel completely vindicated. I feel completely justified. I'm glad I didn't buy this game, and we'll see. Maybe this game sells, 5-10 million copies and sets the world on fire, but I am perfectly happy and content with my decision not to purchase the game. Brothers, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you next time.